The next weapon that we're going to explain is Hestia. Now, I'm not the best Hestia player, but that's because Hestia is fucking hard, okay? A lot of people like Hestia, and there's a reason for that. It's really fun. But to play Hestia well, it's so hard. Why? Hestia is one of the few weapons in the game that uses every single bit of your kit. Every single thing that you can think of that you could use in Hades by Supergiant, you use on Hestia. You use special, you use attack, you use cast, you reload a lot, you dash a lot, it's button pressing. It uses a button you haven't mapped. Yeah, exactly. I'm actually gonna have to remap everything to be able to press all the buttons. It uses call, it uses summon, it just is everything, right? So what does this look like generally? Watch my controller while I do this sequence. And that's not with even having the call. Hestia, a lot of times what you want to be doing is you want to be reload canceling. So reload canceling is as follows. On gun, on rail, you do this with every single one of the rails. Reloading normally has this long animation that you can walk around during, but you don't want to do this long ass animation. No thanks. So if you do a reload and then use a special or a dash, it will, or I believe a cast, it will cancel the reload animation and allow you to move. The only thing you can't do while you reload is attack, right? So what you do is you do things like reload, special, reload, special, cast, because you can cancel your special into a cast, and you can cancel your cast into a dash. So a very common sequence is reload, cancel that with a special, cancel the special with a cast, and cancel the cast with a dash, okay? So it looks like, right? And then by the time you're done with that whole sequence, your attack should be ready to be used again. All right? If that sounds complicated, that's because it is. So what do we play on Hestia? How do we optimally utilize this weapon? How do we expand our brain 14 sizes so that we can actually use this beastly, incredibly difficult weapon? Well, what does Hestia struggle with? Let's start by clearing out some of the struggles. What does Hestia struggle with? Hestia doesn't have great AoE damage. Grow more fingers, that would also help. Its AoE damage is kind of lackluster, so how do we deal with that? We're going to grab Tidal Dash. Also, for the people who just came in, I'm using a mod to be able to get boons in the House of Hades so that I can demonstrate things. So this is a mod. You can't normally do this. I'm using this to be able to demonstrate stuff. Great. So I'm going to grab Tidal Dash. So what you end up doing with this is like dashing around into enemies while you're reloading. We'll do attack, special, cancel, dash, dash, attack, right? Attack, reload, cancel, special, dash, dash, attack. That's like a normal Hestia sequence. After we get this, what's one of the best ways to utilize having a high base damage attack? Well, crit. Crit does a lot with a high base damage attack. So we're going to grab Deadly Strike so that we can do things like, let me see if I can get a crit. No. There we go. 697 crit damage. Good damage. How do we boost this even further and make good use of our very powerful special? Well, let's grab Aphrodite special for Heartbreak Flourish. And then let's get Heartrend. Whee! Pop. 1080. Nice. That's some good damage. All right. And then, what if we need even more damage on top of that? I mean, we're already going for Aphrodite, so why don't we add on, like, a Zeus Call, and Smoldering Air, right? Well, I can't demonstrate this because calls don't charge in the House of Hades, but, like, Zeus Call is going to add a lot of damage. That was a 1,400 damage crit, yo. So, generally, this is the kind of build that you're going to be looking for. Is something like Artemis Attack, Tidal Dash, Zeus Call, Aphrodite Flourish. Plus, like, Smoldering Air or something like that. Do you need all of this? No. This is optimal, but you don't need all of it. Really, all you really need is, like, Tidal Dash plus Deadly Strike, but you would also like to pick up a Call and things like that to be able to do even more damage. Plus something like Hyper Delivery. Hyper Delivery helps a lot. There's options. So, what do you want on the mirror? Standard speedrunning options apply. Then, or standard low heat options apply, I should say. And then from here, God's Pride. There are a number of duos that work well for it, but I would prefer a, like, good Tidal Dash to any of that stuff. And then Fiery Presence, you do big single hit damage. Fiery Presence will a lot of times allow you to just one-shot enemies with your single shot attack. It's like, it's so much damage. So that's what we're going to be doing on the mirror. So I'm going to reset everything, and then we're going to go for this. There are some hammers that you would also like, but we'll go into those when we see them. There's a lot of pretty good hammers on Hestia. And again, I'm not an expert at Hestia. I play it decently. I've gotten several 14-minute real-time runs, which is like, if you think of those in a 14-minute RTA, if you want to think about it from in-game time, that's about a 7-minute, like, that's like a high 6, low 7-minute RTA or IGT, sort of. Like, so if you're thinking in the terms of the in-game timer, that's about where my Hestia sits. It's not as good as the best Hestia players, but it's still pretty solid. We're going to start on Conch Shell. We're going to start on Conch Shell. Why are we starting on Conch Shell? Because Tidal Dash is at its best in Tartarus, and it's still good. You're beautiful again? I'm always beautiful, even when blurry. All right, let's do this.
This one's for you, brother.
So Tidal Dash is at its best in Tartarus and still good through the entirety of the run. So we want to pick up Tidal Dash early. All right, so drop in. See what we start on. Hammer. What do we got? Okay, these are not the best options. Piercing Fire is the best option here. Piercing Fire allows you to do some pretty cool Hestia shenanigans, but these are not great options. Delta Chamber is weirdly something that still exists on Hestia. The thing is, they allow you to still manually reload with Delta Chamber. It's dumb. I think some people are also running Afro Text and have already, during Aspect of the Week recently. Yeah, I'm trying to keep it simple, Parafit. I'm trying to not go into all the, like, crazy option select that exists on the weapon. Afro Attack is still viable on the weapon and very good. It's just, like, if we're going over the standard build, that's what it is. Afro Attack basically can be run instead of the crit package. If you have a good one, I would not play a common Aphrodite attack, but if you have like an epic or rare with a couple of palms, I can play an Aphrodite attack, but I'd never play a common Aphrodite attack. Just don't pick it. It's terrible. All right, so we're going to pick Piercing Fire. What's Aspect of the Week? It's a community run thing where they choose an aspect every week, and then you try and get the fastest time you can on that aspect that week. All right. So that's what you do with Hestia. I just loaded up a single shot. I canceled my reload with a dash so that I could keep moving across the room, and then I just did a single shot, one shot of the enemy, move on. Right? That's what you do a lot in Tartarus. So, like here, small enemies, sometimes you're going to want to just, like, unload because it doesn't make any sense to spend extra time on reloading if you can just kill them with the basic attacks. I took Piercing Fire, which is why you can see I just baited that grabby hand toward me, and then I dashed past it and Piercing Fired through both of the enemies there, right? So that's the benefit of Piercing Fire, is it allows you to hit multiple enemies simultaneously. I'm going to go for Tidal Dash here, of course. That's what we were talking about. So, load up. Now we can actually kill some enemies with just our dash. Like, I can kill some of these witches without ever having to fire off a shot. Right? So while my stuff is, while I'm reloading, I can just sort of knock enemies around with tidal dash. And then hit them. All right? Tidal dash. It's good. Okay, let's grab this. What, Quincy? The public has spoken. More of this? Okay, sure. People like it. I'm gonna roll this one more time.
How about a different set of choices?
None of these options are particularly exciting. Atrophic Assault is probably the best of them. You do like to get attack damage on Hestia out of Chaos, so none of these are particularly great. There was a dash strike that does work. You have to dash and then shoot your shot. The problem is it had bonus foes, and you never take bonus foes. So we're going to do Atrophic Assault. I'm going to go down to 1 health, and it's going to be fine. Demeter's not one of the gods you want, but it's okay. You can have 1 or 2 stinkers in your build. Snowburst is actually not awful. Snowburst is not awful. Like, it's not great, but you can take it on anything and make it kind of okay. Great. Then I'm going to go in here. Let's see if I can get... Why not Demeter Attack? Demeter Attack is a really pathetically low number. 73% for an epic attack is... And then also, Chilled has some value... Chilled has value on high heat, but on low heat, it just makes enemies phase slower. It's not very good. So, given the situation that I'm in, I would never take... I mean, I just would never take Demeter Attack. It's just not a good boon. Unless I'm playing high heat, in which case I'd take it, because Chilled is very good on high heat. I'm going to take Hyper Sprint here, because Hyper Delivery is a very good way of scaling to the late game with Hestia, so we're going to take that. And then I'm also going to buy this Poseidon, because something like Typhoon's Fury or Razor Shoals is very good for getting a little bit of bonus damage. Great. Some good things there. Yeah, Epic Demeter Attack. I would prefer, if I'm getting an Epic Attack, I'd want it to have a much better damage percentage than that. Like, Aphrodite Attack is good. It's like 100% at Epic. Okay. There we go. I'm starting to warm into playing Hestia. Getting my cancels down. Zeus. Ah, I wish I could buy that Zeus. Damn, I'm a little light on cash.
Hope I didn't keep you waiting, lady.
So, we're gonna try and unload everything onto Siphony. So, you're gonna notice that I'm doing a lot of... I'm trying to plug her with my cast, because Boiling Blood is going to give a bunch of bonus damage if I'm plugging her with my cast. I'm throwing out specials, and I'm dashing around while reloading, and then hitting my single shots. That's the pattern here. Is basically like dash around and throw specials while I reload, and then hit with attacks as soon as the attack is offload. Once the attack is done loading. So, dashes and specials. God, I moved and things got blurry again. Dashes and specials while I'm reloading, and then after I reload, hit him with an attack. Okay, so here we have a couple of options. We have what's our pool? Demeter, Poseidon. So I could take Aphrodite here, or I could take Artemis here. I think I could take Artemis just for the basics. I might take Aphrodite just because this is funky, but I'll go with what I did earlier. This is where there's like a lot of weird options on Hestia. I'm gonna go with Artemis and try and get the big crits. Hestia has weird options, right? Like, I would love to be able to just describe all the options to you, but there's too many, and I can't adequately tell you about all of them in a short period of time. This Hermes could get us a couple of things, bonus dashes or hyper delivery, both would be good. Hermes! Give it to us. Nope. Hermes!
Blessings, maybe.
Yes. Plus 3 dashes is very hard to control with Hestia. I'm probably going to suck at this, but it's still very good. So, basically, the way that you do plus 3 dashes is you shoot an enemy, and then you just rapidly dash before getting to fire again. You stop specialing quite as much. 5 dashes, that's correct. We have 5 dashes. Count them. 5 dashes. All right.
Onward.
Got him. 5 dashes with title seems pretty good. It is pretty good.
What else?
Deadly Strike. Nice. Now we have Epic Deadly Strike, and we can do some real... We're going to start doing some real damage. Like, our damage before was decent. Now it's going to start getting pretty good. Ah, that explains it. Ah, nuts.
More coming then.
Got him. One of the nice things is you can knock enemies quite a distance away with Tidal Dash, and Hestia's long range means that it'll probably hit anyway. Nice, fountain.
Calling for the arrow.
Sometimes when I'm watching, it feels like I'm watching a YouTube video at 1.5x speed. Yeah. I've gotten that before. I just... the hands, they go. I've just played the game so much. So,
I have longed to hear the sound
we're
of
gonna
this.
not use our special too much because we still don't have a special yet, but... I'm basically getting my dashes right on top of my opponent. While I'm trying to keep a tight radius on my dashes, so like... Trying to keep the dashes right on top of the big Lerny head. So I'm doing 5 dashes, but I'm doing them in such a small area. It doesn't quite look like it sometimes. Right? Go to bed, Artsy. Thanks for being here for so long. Sleep well.
Is it like chopped off? No?
Okay. So here, I have a couple of options. I could try and take Zeus to get a Zeus call, or I could try and get a good special out of Aphrodite. I'm going to go for the Aphrodite special. That's my plan. Those 5 dashes with iframes basically make you invincible. Yes, yes, but if you're not careful, you will die. Let's put it this way. If you're not careful, if you try to rely just on +3 dashes to be able to be invulnerable, you'll use all the dashes, and then you'll run out of dashes right as Hades tries to spin attack you, right? And then you get hit in the face and you die, right? So you have to still be conscientious of when you use your dashes. You can definitely dash into bad places and at bad times, but if you use them correctly, you can actually be nigh immortal for a period of time. Or just nigh immortal in general. I should have bought the yarn there. I was thinking about different things. All right, here we go. So, second hammer. There's a couple of different options out of this hammer that I would really enjoy. Okay. I don't know how these synergize, actually. I'm not sure how piercing and ricochet work. I think they might not work together, but, ricochet fire is, one of the best hammers on Hestia. So, I'm gonna take it and see what happens. Science. They're awesome together. So you can see my shots will now ricochet between enemies. And kill them, even the ones I wasn't aiming at. Heartbreak Flourish. Nice. Epic Heartbreak Flourish is very strong. Good thing to have in my arsenal. Ricochet plus shield piercing. Oh, that makes sense, yeah. Basically just adds shield piercing to ricochet fire, which is already one of the most powerful hammers on Hestia. Nice. Okay, we'll put a palm into Heartbreak Flourish. That's good. Enter into the shop. Colossal Rocket's still the best combo on Hestia? Yes, it is. But as far as single hammers go, this is Ricochet is probably the best single hammer. Well, one of the best single hammers. Probably the best single hammer is Rocket Bomb. All right, we're gonna take Hunter's Mark to add some more crit damage or add some more crit chance. Nice. See, I'm basically just trying to plug the casts, dash around while shooting. Just got down to my first session in this game. I'm trying to see how a real dude runs this. Hell yeah. Well, I am doing mostly teaching stuff, so I might not be playing as optimally as I normally do, but yeah, this is what it looks like. This is pretty much what it looks like. Also, Mirage Shot here does fucking nothing. I'm gonna roll this. Epic Pressure Points is better than Mirage Shot in this case. Hey, it's just Mirage Shot just doesn't do anything here. Got him. Nice. So a lot of that, I was able to play that a little more callously because of piercing fire, because of the shield guys, but this is just, it's just normal standard Hestia gameplay. Shoot, dash, shoot, dash, shoot, dash. I feel like PP has a lot of value if dash is the main dash is the main damage dealer. Well, attack is the main damage dealer, but dash does do a lot of damage, and it's very helpful there. Also, getting bonus crit chance. Deadly Strike only has 15% crit chance, so adding 4% crit chance is really nice. Bow is equal to meta. Rail is the best weapon in the game, but it's still all the weapons are viable. Dunk playing suboptimally is still better than 99.2% of players. Probably more than that. Me playing suboptimally is still probably better than 99.99 repeating percent of players. Just did an Achilles run using your advice, and my PB for Sphere went from 15 minutes IGT to just over 10. Yes! You know what, Conflicted Boulder? That makes me so happy. That's the kind of shit that I love to hear. It just lets me know that what I'm doing is actually helpful. You know what I'm saying? I'm very happy to hear that. All right, let's grab the patty because we always want to be taking free rooms. And then here, I could take Hydrolite Gold. I'm not going to. I'm going to take Cyclops Jerky because more attack damage on Hestia is so good.
Thanks,
Shop. What's this? Sweet Surrender. Sure, a little bit of bonus damage. Simultaneous phase, that's what I like to see. Theseus, could you please? Got him. Nice. Damage. So, a lot of what I did in that fight was I ricocheted shots between the two of them. I used Hunter's Mark plus Ricochet Fire to essentially just hit both of them with my attacks simultaneously, and then I was dashing between them while they were on cooldown. Also trying to apply Heartbreak, trying to apply Weak at all times to apply the Sweet Surrender bonus, right? So that's that was Queen Chi. I just deleted heroes. That's what happened. So here in Styx, there are a couple of options that we could take. Sigil of the Dead's a great option. Evergreen Acorn's a great option. I could also grab Thunder Signet and maybe pick up Zeus Call. Not sure. I think I'm going to pick up Sigil of the Dead just because that's going to be the most consistent option here. Deleted. Yeah, I killed them very fast. Heroes deleted. Dunk hates Good Shade confirmed. I just don't even think of them. I'm too much of an RTA player. I've played real-time Hades so much that thinking to talk to the Good Shade is just impossible. Alright, so in Styx, we're going to go first for this to maybe get Heartrend.
It's no use.
Stream is at 407. Makes sense. Yeah, this is probably the last weapon I'm going to do today. I might do one more. I might do something, maybe like a cooldown thing. But I'm not going to do like a full explained run. We haven't seen Tony in a bit. Yeah, just nice. Heartrend! There it is! I didn't even expect to see it in this run, but hey, that's some nice extra damage. Love it. You'll love to see it. Rodolphus is trying to summon Tiny Vermin like an absolute monster. I mean, I guess Tiny Vermin here would be pretty fun because I could just delete them.
Can't do that.
Tony! Nope, no Tony Vermin. Nope, no Tony Vermin. Ah, nice.
I'll just take that.
Alright, now I'm gonna take a gamble. Ah, damn it. I was thinking that maybe I could pick up hyper delivery as well, but I didn't have a reroll, so.
Let's see what's in here.
Were we meant to summon there? No. I mean, probably. We could have, but I don't think I needed to. Like, yeah, I could have summoned there. It would have been nice, but still.
No way.
What's your PB? Oh, there's so many categories. It's impossible to tell you my PB. The thing is, this game has a lot of different categories, and I have different PBs for most of them. So, like, it's almost impossible for me to give you that answer. I've got world records in a couple of categories. I've got, you know, I'm pretty fast at some of the other ones.
In the name of Hades.
I'll have a spare now, so I was wondering. Yeah, it probably would have been decent, but nothing super important. I'll take Mirage Shot for the memes.
I can't.
Yeah, so I'd love to tell you what my PB is, but there's so many factors to that.
Maybe it's in here.
Mirage Shot still insists on coming to us. Yeah. Closest thing to a glitchless full run PB. That weirdly, I'm gonna tell you right now, Crass, that doesn't exist. I guess full save file IGT like 6 minutes and 55 seconds in-game time, but with mods I've done like 620. Real for new save all the way to for a fresh file, which is a new save, and then I beat the game on the first run, I have 24 minutes something, and then for fresh file to credits it's 3 hours. It's 3 hours 53 minutes and 34 seconds. Yeah, speedrun categories are weird. Yeah. It's like I'd love to be able to answer the question, but it just doesn't make sense for the game, right? It's part of it is that it's a roguelike, so there's some specific things. You've beaten Hades with just revenge boons plus vengeful mood? I have, yes.
You're never late, Father.
Hades doesn't allow glitches in general, right? Except for Mirage Shot, which is a boon that is also a glitch on Beowulf. But yes, generally we don't allow glitches. I messed up a couple of reload cancels there. Void stones. Fucker. Is it a glitch or just a coding oversight? There's no difference between the two things, Rodolphus. In a lot of cases, all glitches are as coding oversights. Like, what is a coding oversight if not just a glitch with a fancier name? I say as a programmer. Like, how glitches come to be is usually coding oversights. Got him.
Oh, why? I was much stronger once than this.
Bye-bye.
Fair.
Cool.
Well.
So that's an example of a Hestia Hades fight. My build was pretty decent. Could have been better, could have been worse, but pretty decent. Mostly I just, was shooting the shit and got a 4-sack, so. Wasn't really any, like, chaos boons, didn't really get, didn't get hyper delivery, which is good. I never, I could have found Zeus at one point, but I ended up not having the money for it. Just overall fine. So, solid.